Okay, but before we go to Google, I just want to spend 5 quick minutes on this because you brought up Zucks. This is most downloaded apps, August 2023. Meta had 160 million downloads in 1 month between WhatsApp, Threads, Facebook, Instagram. I didn't even know this company that has the whole planet on their products could get another 160 million people to somehow download their products. Like, either the world is really big or Facebook's just amazing at distribution. What are your quick raw reactions as you're looking at these numbers around downloads?
Do software updates count?
No, updates do not count. These are new downloads. Yeah, these are from app figures.
Well, yeah, it could also be just new devices, right? You get
Correct.
a new device.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I mean, it's amazing. The fact that they keep growing, and every time they say, everyone's like, who's on Facebook? And then every quarter they come out, well, another 100 million people did join Facebook.
42 million people downloaded Facebook. Yeah. The dead blue app.
It's like, who doesn't have it?
It's the Indians, bro. Indian people love Facebook. Like they still use Facebook for a lot. Like my brother-in-law, he still uses Facebook to like communicate with his like Pokemon like card like people. Like they actually do like Facebook Live, and they actually have like a Facebook group where they actually do stuff. Like we think of it as a dead thing because we might have moved past it a little bit, but there's tons of people outside the US that still use Facebook, and especially WhatsApp. Like, dude, WhatsApp is just on another level. Like, look at number 7, WhatsApp Business, and then the other one combined, WhatsApp Business. That's crazy, right?
You know, this post is wrong. I said 160 million. I forgot to add Messenger. Messenger is 13 million, so it's actually 173 million. I forgot about Messenger. That's just insane.
Well, the thing is also like Facebook groups, and I didn't really take, because I personally have not used Facebook a lot in a long time, but recently I've been actually trying to be better at networking, which I don't know if I told Carlos, but now I have to do my reel again. I'm doing all these things.
That's why you're on Threads, right? That's why
Threads actually, it helps with that. But Instagram and Facebook, Facebook has turned into also like a group thing where lots of like filmmakers, you want to buy products, you want to join a certain particular group. Where else can you do that so easily? Honestly, I have no idea where else to go. So I'm going there now more and more, which I did not want to. That's the one product I did not like using, the actual proper Facebook, Facebook.com. But, you know, they're the only ones who have those groups.
Agreed.
I think Twitter or X, man, I really still don't understand why the fuck Elon.
Don't feel bad because Elon on the Olin podcast literally was calling it Twitter. So even he can't.
Yeah.
It's
Twitter.
That's ridiculous.
Twitter is great for discovery. I find that, like, if you want to get discovered, after you get a certain amount of traction, you can get discovery a lot easier on Twitter than a lot of other platforms, and then you can use that to convert to like other things. Whereas,
what do you mean by discovery?
So, like, if you post something, right, and then someone reposts it, it has more of a virality to it. And then if you say something that a lot of people like really like congregate over, they really want to talk about it, it can blow up into a much larger conversation, right? And it can become something that gives you a lot of impressions, and you get a lot of discovery, which means you get more followers. And then when you post something, they may repost something. So it's like, if you put an idea out in the world, it could be just a very quick snippet, not something that you have to like a YouTube video where you're spending like an hour doing plus all this other stuff. Twitter is a great way to just get a ton of engagement very quickly. The only thing about it is that the initial probably 1,000 user hump is hard to get over. After that, it kind of just like it snowballs on itself, right? And then your followers end up retweeting and reposting, and it just grows from there. Whereas I think with Facebook and Meta and everything else, it's still kind of, I don't know, maybe I haven't used Facebook in a long time. It's not as much discovery anymore. It's just more like, hey, you talking with your old friends from high school.
So that's what I'm telling you. It's not that. Like, I think I don't go there anymore. I go there exactly to deal with other people in groups, like in the film industry. There's different like camera groups that I'm into now, and they're discussing that particular tech. And it's better than Twitter at discussing that because it's sort of localized to a channel. Well, that's all you're talking about. That's it. So if you care about discussing the red camera all day long, go ahead and chat about it there. Twitter is good for all discovery. Like if you just want to have massive conversations with everything about anyone, you know.
I'm with T Hutch. His last comment for me.
Facebook is all ads.
All ads.
I mean, this is actually Twitter is more ads than Facebook, to be honest.
No,
like the amount of ads I see on Twitter, bro, is like,
I don't.
And in fact, Twitter ads are dumb. Like they're all these Chinese brands. Why do I have all these Chinese brands trying to sell me?
Literally, there was a Bitcoin scam on Elon's profile yesterday. that was advertised. Like they got to figure out the advertising.
I don't see very many, but I do see the same ads over and over. Like, I get it, X. Cheech and Chong edibles are now available. Like, I get it. I got it the first 100 times.
I got that ad too.
Got it. We don't need that anymore.
You remember the glass blunt? It's called Glunt. And basically,
oh my god, I remember that.
I keep seeing that shit, bro.
I don't. Thankfully, I avoided that.
It's like 5 years ago that came out.
Now all it is just a glass tube with like a corkscrew in it, and you just put weed in there, and then what happens is you just smoke it. And
like
instead of a like a roller blunt, it's just a glass blunt. And it's stupid. It looks stupid.
See, ads work. He bought it.
Yeah, no,
ET FaceTime too. Those Cheech and Chong.
Twitter does have the worst ads. I don't understand why they're so bad. I don't get it.
Okay, real last quick
why
question.
they're suing that's why they're suing the Anti-Defamation League. A lot of the advertisers left because they were accused.
I mean, yeah, they're really ridiculous. I literally get all Chinese products that are all like, you know, just weird Chinese products.
Yeah,
Carlos, let me let you go first on this, then we'll transition to Google. What does Twitter have to do to get on any of these lists? Because they are not at all in the most downloaded apps of 2023. What do you think they have to do?
What does Twitter have to do? Like,
how do they get 18 million people? If 42 million people download Facebook in a month, why can't 700 million people download Twitter? Like, what's the holdup?
Well, I think a lot of it is narrative. I really do think that a lot of it is narrative.
You don't think it's execution on marketing? They got rid of the whole Twitter brand. They changed it to X. The old the app search engine optimization. 13 years of it went to shit. You don't think anything of that?
I think a lot of it is narrative. I think we are so polarized in this country where if you paint something as belonging to the other side of the political spectrum with which you subscribe to, it's a no-go. And so Twitter has been labeled a right-wing conspiracy theory.
But Carlos, to push back on that real quick, Zucks was labeled as the guy who got Trump elected. If anything, people should not be downloading.
That's not the prevailing narrative. Even if that's true, that's not a prevailing narrative. Okay, that's not the narrative. That's not the narrative that's out there. I mean, even just yesterday, there was a whole segment on MSNBC. Rachel Maddow was like dragging Elon through the mud about the whole thing with SpaceX,
the Ukraine,
Starlink, and Ukraine. And basically saying that this guy was preventing Ukraine from winning the war.
Totally wrong on that, by the way. Totally
but
wrong.
He had a detailed thread explaining what that was. And he's like, if we allowed them to use Starlink, they would have attacked Russia, and it could have possibly prompted a nuclear attack.
By the way, they also couldn't allow that legally. The United States has sanctioned Russia. Crimea is still part of Russia. So they legally could not have allowed Starlink in Crimea. Like, that's not a government would have said as well.
Right, but I mean, this is what I mean by a narrative. Like, there's a lot of even or when they sued SpaceX for not having enough refugees, like it's literally part of the contract. Like this is considered weapon systems. You cannot have people that aren't like American citizens working on technology that could be seen as high level security or defense, but doesn't stop them from pushing the narrative. So if you've got that out there, do you think anyone's going to go and start downloading X after that?
I think it could have also prompted a response from the Russians, because the Russians are one of the few countries that have anti-satellite missiles, where literally now the Starlink satellites could have been sitting targets up there, and these could be launched from like land silos in like Russia.
It's really hard. It's really hard. But it's really hard to hit a satellite.
No. It's really hard. The Indians can do it. If the Indians can do it, trust me.
What are they hitting? What are they hitting a satellite with? This satellites are tiny, and they're moving.
Yeah, with a missile, dude. You can take out
everything. Follows a trajectory in physics.
Yeah, but I don't know about that. I don't know.
And the entire train and the entire satellite like array moves in a train. All they have to do is literally launch it. They even have loitering probably munitions up there.
The thing is, I don't think they want to do that too. I don't think they want to start even taking down American satellites, even if they're a private company. I don't know.
Apparently the Chinese take out our satellites all the time. And
it's an accident. Okay. I mean, that's different. It's like a balloon, right? The balloon that came recently from China. It's an accident.
They know that was
not
not really China. They know that was like some farmer in a drone or a weather balloon. But from what I hear, the rumblings are that there's actually a sort of a Cold War happening in space right now, and they do kind of fuck with each other up there, and nothing's declared, right? But there's definitely things happening in the upper atmosphere.
Well, the Cold War between China is happening now. The fact that they are telling America not to well, telling Apple that we're not going to have your phones. How many phones are going away from Chinese?
40 million people technically in government.
That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of money being lost. But I think it's more against America than it is against Apple. I think
100%.
that's what is happening here.
The problem
Because
is
America's
China,
fucking with them.
yeah,
They
but
wouldn't.
China's playing a dangerous game. We were talking about this on X. It was a thread maybe about a week and a half ago. China is playing a very dangerous game. For a long time, they've been able to essentially hold the world hostage because of the sheer number of people that they have. First, it was like our military might. They're the only country on earth that could get a standing army of 1 million soldiers. Like that's something that no other country can compete with. Then they have their labor force, right? We're the world's factory. So if you want to do business, if you want to have any sort of scale, you need to have, and then we're also an incredibly large market. I think after the pandemic scare and everything that happened after that, I mean, it was this
All
article
right, everyone, guys, let's pause. Let's wait.
Okay, everyone stop. Are you seriously trying to DVR the Junkies? We can't be DVR'd. We don't stop.
It's YouTube. It's
YouTube. Watch it later, man.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask if you guys had talked about this.
Yeah, some of them are going to be made in China. I mean, India.
Right. So this
India.
is now like the pushback to that. The pushback is these companies saying, all right, we're just going to go to Vietnam. We're just going to go to Korea. We're just going to go to other countries and we're going to diversify and spread out, mitigate our risk. And now if you don't want us to have access to the market, that's fine. There's other emerging markets. I mean, India does not have an iPhone in everybody's hand right now. They're still not in everybody's hand. So there's still room to grow. And if they lose 40 million in China, how many are they going to get in India? And the thing is, it won't just affect Apple. It's any company that's doing business.